Hi boys and girls, Miss Ganley here. Today we're going to make an arts and craft that has to do with Thanksgiving. During the Thanksgiving we talk about two groups of people. We talk about the Pilgrims and we talk about the Native Americans. Native Americans mean native, which means first, and Americans mean they were here first. So typically Native Americans lived in homes that they built with material from their surroundings, trees, the woods, a lot of sticks. The Native Americans were extremely good at engineering. We talk about engineering and building things, right, all the time. Today we're gonna make a fun craft. We're gonna make this craft. Now, I know you're home and you might not have this material, so we always go to plan B. So parents, if you don't happen to have a lunch bag, feel free to use paper. Don't have to do it in this actual form. You could roll the paper, but just to give you the idea. So boys and girls, we've been talking about triangles this month, and I want to point out a few before I make the craft with you. So the door that I made on this happens to be a triangle, okay? I also folded the paper to represent like a triangle at the top. In addition to that, I tried to fold, and when I made my marks, when I took my marker and I made the sticks, I tried to go into like a triangle form, just to, right? Okay. So I'm gonna make this with you in a moment, but there's a few things I wanna point out. We are all in a different place, so we have to use the material that we have at home. Mrs. Ganley used a bunch of, just a bunch of paper at first, and I made the first pattern. And I know I like to add some stuff, so I'm gonna show your parents what I'm trying to do. So what we would do a pattern here, like circle, triangle, circle, circle, triangle, circle. What's the pattern here? Yellow, brown, yellow, brown. And up here I have a star, circle, star, circle, star, circle. And you can continue that as much as you want. The first line I did paper. The second line I did these little foamy things that I had around the classroom. And then the third one, moving up, I just did crayons. So feel free to do different things. I actually forgot to show you, you can do even painting too. So actually, I'll hold this and we'll do it on the one we're gonna make together. All right, so this is kind of the end result. So I'm gonna take this and put this back, and I'm gonna grab a lunch bag, okay? Parents, I already one of the things we like to do in class is I always have the kids open the bag themselves and put their hand in it. I know that seems very silly and not very significant, but if you give a kid a bag like this, how they approach it is really important. Again, it's like kind of like a method to my madness, but we look at kids and see if they can use two hands, if they can open, if they can problem solve putting their hand in. We teach this to them if they do not know how to tackle something like this, but this is actually kind of like a cool life skill through crafts. Okay, so boys and girls, one of the things is after you get your bag puffed out, sometimes we put things in it, but it's a home, so I did not stuff it with paper or tissue or anything today, okay? It does get tricky though, because I learned you need to cut the door before you close it, because if it's closed, the bag collapses again. So boys and girls, you can cut this with yourself, but you can always have your parents help you. Where did Mrs. Ganley's scissors go? Oh boy. Okay, boys and girls, I just had them with me. This is part of teaching in a classroom when you're on video. Hold on. Don't give up on me, friends. I'm coming back. I'm sure they're probably right underneath me. Okay, parents, sorry about that. So here's my bag. I go to the bottom and I'm gonna snip. Now, parents, your children are very good at scissors. We do this all the time in the classroom, but this I found was a little hard, so I actually had to do two hands. Now, my students know I like using two hands. That's important. That's a pre-reading skill, using two hands. So I cut and just opened my little door. Now, when I made the first one this morning, I closed the top before I made that door, and it was kind of hard. So that's like engineering, right? We learn things as we go. So Mrs. Ganley is going to then take this and make sure that's opened, okay? Now, boys and girls, you can do two things. You can decorate it while it's open. It's not that easy, I'll be very honest with you. So parents, I'm gonna show you how you could do it with stamping with paint today. I know we did paper, you could use crayons, you could use little construction paper, cut out shapes, but because I'm gonna use paint, I'm gonna collapse my bag one more time, and I'm gonna do a pattern. So here's our triangle, And because I'm gonna do a pattern, I'm gonna leave enough room. So I'm gonna go triangle, triangle, and then I'll do another one, and I'll do a diamond. Look at this one, it's a little white diamond. Right, diamond, diamond. I actually think I can add more pattern. Okay, boys and girls. So on each side, we have, it looks the same. Now Mrs. Ganley is gonna take a circle, and I'll go across. That's not a pattern, that is just the same. And then we'll do one more, just for the sake of, boys and girls, Native Americans often use the color purple from berries. I thought that's very kind of cool. Here's we do yellow. I'm gonna show you the pattern real quick. Orange, yellow, orange, yellow. Parents, when we do patterns in the classroom, we typically go back and forth. When I did the bottom, that's kind of a higher skill, knowing the space and then go back. But patterns are very important. Again, all pre-reading, great math skills. All right, boys and girls, so here's my bag. It's a little wet, so I have to be careful. I'm gonna reopen it. I'm gonna stand it up like a home would you stand. The camera a little bit. Actually, I'm gonna move it back. And then this is what I'm gonna take and start to secure. Parents, I use strong glue, which is this glue, but you could use a stapler, you could use glue, you don't even have to really probably use anything if you fold it well enough. I took a marker and I added detail by making it look like sticks up and down. Again, embedding writing skills in an art project, super important. Okay, I was looking at my books doing research, and I noticed that many times they had sticks coming at the top. And so I added a detail. We talk about details often, okay? And again, I just took a little piece of a bag and I just used the scraps. We're big about using scraps in our classroom, right? You're reusing things. And again, just a little glue at the top to secure it and to add some detail. Ooh. All right. We like getting messy, right guys? Hey, that's part of being a kid. And so I'm gonna show you the two of my teepees next to each other, and it's kind of becoming a village. All right, you guys. Hey parents, thanks for understanding. This is not perfect, but this is fun. Okay, boys and girls, there's gonna be another craft on the virtual classroom. Look for it. It's gonna be the home of the Pilgrims. We're gonna make a log cabin. Okay, see you guys soon.